This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener. You are listening to our game of Bulldogs, a sci-fi adventure RPG from Galileo Games. Brennan is your GM and host, Frank plays Sticky, Alex plays Graucom McGruff, and Red plays San Ming. Our theme music is by Seamus Ronan.
In our last adventure, we decided that we needed to help out some Dollums at a scientific research center with their ventilation system. We ended up going to a junk planet. We made some deals for the parts, and now we are headed to Thald to trade these weapons for the parts that we're going to get. I had made a promise to San to try and keep Sticky and myself on the ship when we get to her world. We shall see how that will go.
All right. So, yeah, you're on your way. Thald, the system, is way out at the edge of the galaxy, far from any main shipping routes or regular traffic. So you have a long journey ahead of you with this shipment of parts, of weapons, I should say, in order to get the parts. So what is everybody going to be doing on this long journey? How do you amuse yourselves?
I think Stick is going to... Well, actually, you know what? My assumption is going to be some tension in the air concerning the planet we're about to go to. So Stick is going to try to figure out the best way to just ride that line of annoying everybody without actually crossing that line till we get mutiny. Well, it's probably going to be a decent amount of it starts off with innocent questions to San about all right, so what's the deal with this place? What should we be aware of? And then if that gets like a little bit of a bristling response, it's more and more in-depth questions about everything. Things that I don't care about at all, but for the fact that nobody wants me to ask these questions.
Yeah. Questions asked will give vague answers like, so what's the culture like? There are people there. Just as little possible information as she can give you, she will. And if you ask anything too deep, she's just not going to answer.
By the end, I'm asking questions about culture and famous artists, and I'm doing whatever the equivalent of Wikipedia-ing, start dropping factoids. I'm the annoying guy who's been out of the country once and thinks he knows everything about that culture now.
Yeah, the entry for Thald is about as good as the entry for Earth in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's just like a few words. It says this small planet has an Arsabaran population, and that's about all it says.
All right, so then I'm going to detect that as embarrassment because there's nothing good there, and I'm just going to keep asking stupid questions. I'm not suspicious at all. I'm just pestering because I need to fill up time.
Yeah, I think San, not even before, maybe a quarter of the way through the journey, locks herself in the cockpit. And she's going to try and fuck with the system again to see if she can get it to not be all flappy all the time, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remembered we got those awesome maps now too.
Yeah, we do. We have sick maps.
Yeah.
Our maps are off the hook.
That's true. So, what are you up to, Graucom?
I think
seems to be pestering San Ming most of the time.
I think Graucom is going to go inspect the weapons just to, as a military man, just to see what's in there. No intentions of stealing or anything like that. Just kind of admiring and looking at them, seeing if there is anything he recognizes, seeing if there's anything that, like, he's got a little engineer mind, so maybe there's if they're relatively new models, maybe there's something he can figure out what's different about them, see if there's anything he can do to his own weapons to make them a little stronger or lighter or that kind of thing.
Yeah, so there's a number of like personal weapons that are, if you were out hunting for elephants, this is the kind of thing that you would want, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
They're big, heavy bore rifles, right?
Mm.
And there's also a couple of sort of ground-mounted machine guns that that are too big for a person to carry, but that you can mount onto something, and a collection of landmines.
All right. He's especially looking at those rifles. He's open them up, seeing what he can take apart and put back together in one piece, only if it seems like it's pretty logical. If they're like some obscure company he's never heard of, he's not going to really touch them, but not to mess with them too much. But if they're like very basic, he'll probably pull them apart just to analyze them, then put them back. Just close it up.
They're not particularly expensive gear, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're expensive because getting like heavy duty gear like that is just expensive no matter who's making it. But
Sure.
They're from a manufacturer that isn't known for creating expensive or rare arms.
So he's gonna just look through that stuff for a while, and then maybe clean his own weapons. They've gotten a lot of use recently, and I think he wants to make sure they stay in one piece. He's gonna practice closing his eyes, taking his guns apart, and putting them back together as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're basically practicing gun construction with the cargo.
Oh no, he's gonna with his own. He's gonna put
with his own gun.
With his own, because at the end of the day, I mean, unless he's seen their weapons, he knows what's there. If there's ever any trouble, he can do whatever. But his weapons are his weapons. It's part of him. So he's just gonna keep practicing over and over. Keep his mind busy. He's gone through a lot the last couple of episodes, so I feel like he needs to just find something to do to not let his mind wander.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're busy assembling and disassembling guns while Sticky is trying to talk to San through the cockpit door.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how we all kind of reverted back to step one of our relationships with one another.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely. We have regressed.
Yeah, exactly. We've regressed. Let's see if we could actually, if something sparks us into working as a team again.
So it's a long trip for you, but you do have time to mess around with that AI. So do you want to make a systems check?
A systems check?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Another -3. Gee whiz.
Oh my goodness. All right. So that's bad news for you.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do something about it.
You're gonna eventually make Flappy self-aware. Like one of these days, you're gonna keep trying.
A freaking HAL 9000.
Oh, absolutely. That's the path we're going. If you keep messing with it, it's going to eventually fight back. Like, it's going to realize you're trying to hurt it. All these minuses. Those of you playing at home, that was a -3 on that systems check.
Yeah, that's all 4 negatives on that roll because I have a +1 system. So this is the worst possible thing that could happen. I just don't think any of my aspects make sense. Like, space therapist, wouldn't like me when angry, off the radar, backwater homeworld, everybody on the screw needs to chill. None of them really apply.
How about the ship aspects?
Let me take a look at those. Maybe, like, cutting edge technology I could tag to like?
Yeah, I think you could because
Yeah.
there's fail-safes in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna re-roll.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Can't do any worse.
Yeah. A 1.
That's much better than a -3.
It is indeed much better than a -3.
Okay, so you figured out now how to turn on and off the tutorials and the Flappy mode.
Yay.
So you can
Finally.
actually turn those things on and off.
Yeah.
It didn't help you any with figuring the rest of the system out,
Mhm.
but you don't have any hand-holding going on anymore.
Yay. I've finally gotten back to a point where I'm not having my hand held.
Again, back to where you started.
Yeah.
Until the next negative
Reset to
roll,
0.
in which case we get Flappy back.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So it takes you about a month and a half to get to this planet.
A month and a half? Wow.
Yeah. It's like way out there.
His gun is super clean and assembled and disassembled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I misjudged. I thought it was going to be like 3 days of me being annoying, not a month.
Well, you can certainly give up on the annoying part if you want to, or you could be super persistent. I don't know.
I feel like it seems almost as if we become worse with time. So maybe at first we weren't that bad, but then eventually we regressed into our worst possible selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So San has given you basically no information about her planet.
I was going to say if there's really nothing else we can do to look up more, right? Like I couldn't.
This planet is just, it's so far off the beaten track, you know.
Okay.
It's a rural small town of a planet.
Yeah. And you said the weaponry is like semi-personal stuff. Like it's not like they're building up an army or anything like that. This is just their own personal.
Not unless it's an army that needs to fight, like, you know, grizzly bears.
Sure.
Personal offense at that.
It's not even a small town, galactic-wise. It's a fucking village. Like,
Right.
small
Yes.
town implies that there's, like, at least 1,000 people in it, right?
Yeah.
So where we arriving? Is that where we're?
Oh,
at
unless
now?
there's anything else you wanted to do on the trip, sure. Yeah.
No, I think I'm good with starting at landing.
Okay. So now you know why Squishy wanted you to do this, because he probably couldn't get anybody else to fly all the way out here. So,
San,
Yes?
we are approaching your planet, and I will respect your wishes. I'll try and stay on this ship as much as I can, unless you direct otherwise. Can you do me a favor while you're on planet?
What's that?
You get like a puzzle or something to like help make this like month and a half journey back a little more tolerable. We don't really have much. You turned off Flappy. You turned off the only other person to talk to besides you two, and you two are at each other's throats most of this trip. Is there any possibility we can get like a pool table, deck of cards, a couple books, anything like that?
I'm pretty sure Sticky has a deck of cards somewhere. But I'll look. And Sun Ming will also pull out her jar of booze that she saved from the space station to keep Sticky occupied while she went planet-side. And give it to him.
All right. I will implement this in whatever way seems most fit.
Yeah, just so long as you and Sticky stay on the ship.
Sure. Let's see what we can do about that. I will definitely do my best to make that happen.
okay.
Yeah, so how big is this shipment? Like, how long would one person probably need to take it?
To take it out of the ship?
To deliver it properly before coming back.
Depends on whether you have something to transport it on or not.
I'm pretty sure we have a dolly.
Yeah, we have a dolly.
It's relatively large. I mean, it's large enough to fill your fairly small cargo bay.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take you most of a day to deliver it.
Okay.
If you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Son will say, I'll be back tonight. Don't wait up.
All right. I'll do my best. We'll be here.
All right, and she's going to start hauling the cargo, probably in stages.
Let's have a piloting roll for you to land on planet first.
Oh yeah.
Because as you're coming in, you get a little bit of instruction, but for the most part, there isn't much in the way of air traffic control.
Cool. Well, I rolled a 4, so
okay,
should be good.
Yeah, so you come sailing in. There's high winds on the surface, so it's very difficult to land in it, but you do come in and land relatively easily. And what were you about to say, Frank?
So I'm assuming that, you'd let me know. How aware am I of us landing or what have you? Because it seems like that conversation of keep Sticky occupied was not happening in front of Sticky, as much as I like that concept. No one caring and just saying it in front of him. I'm assuming it's not happening around me, but I also am going to be way, just antsy to get going to do something.
There's no way that you wouldn't know that you were landing on a planet.
All right. So we're going to have
the ship shakes and the engines sound different as you're coming through atmosphere.
I was not in any way incapacitated or out or asleep or whatever. So
no, you ran out of that moonshine a long time ago.
Yeah, for 3 months. So I'm ready to go. I'm all right, crew. We're finally here. Let's get going.
Sunming did ask when we left the station that you not come on planet.
Was that directed at me? I thought it was. I thought that was a conspiratorial thing with Graucom.
She did talk to you and to Sticky, and Sticky agreed. So
that was a month and a half ago, though, Sticky.
A lot has happened in that month and a half.
Well, Sunming has, in fact, been saving her share of the booze from the space station because she did not expect Sticky to keep his promise. So,
Stick. You're gonna try and get him drunk before you land on planet?
Bribe.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Honestly, yes, you are.
Yeah.
All right. So, since you gave me the booze, Stick, if you remember correctly, she asked if we wouldn't mind waiting here on the ship while she did this job herself. I'd like to respect that. And if you're okay with it,
I'm going to be honest with you. I do not recall any of this. But you're speaking with a lot of authority, and I feel like you probably mean it, so I'm going to believe you. Go on.
Yeah, so here's where my authority comes from. I was sober, and you had a whole bunch of this, and I hold up the jar to him, the moonshine. If you would like some more of this wonderful moonshine, maybe we can split it down here in my room while she goes off and does her job. How's that sound to you?
Look at San. I want one more guess. You don't want the people of your hometown to see your best friends because you ran out of an unhappy relationship and you're embarrassed.
That's very much not what happened. I'll see you tonight. And she's going to head out.
All right, good. All right, let's drink our pain away.
Yeah, so we'll head off towards my room. We'll open up the moonshine and just have ourselves a couple of drinks.
All right. It's potent stuff, so Sticky's probably going to be better off than you are. So,
So, yes.
San,
Hmm.
one of the things that you noticed when you were coming down on the planet is that this area is completely covered in what you would describe as like grimy mining town, with like Quonset huts and just the cheapest kind of fabrication. You know, they're putting buildings up as fast as they can. There's some fencing around the outside. There's a big open pit mine in the center of the area. And it all, as the cargo bay opens, you notice everything has Trans-Galaxy logos on it.
Huh.
There was nothing like this on the planet when you left. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, considering that San left her home planet because there was fucking nothing out here and she wanted to see stuff. This is a little odd.
And it's a couple of Arsabarans and a dervish dog, which is a sort of genetically engineered soldier being.
Mm.
They have like a long furry tail, with no legs, but 4 arms.
Okay. Where is the shipment going to? Is it someplace I recognize?
It's going to this mining town called Nanta. Now, you knew of a village named Nanta,
Yeah.
which was around this area, but there's really no sign of it now.
Okay. I don't know what kinds of guns are in these crates, but
You have no idea, no.
yeah. The Trans-Galaxy logo is not putting her at ease, though.
And a guy, he comes up, he's a scruffy looking guy, got about 4 days of beard on, chewing on a cigar. He's wearing like a heavy parka because it's cold here. Your planet is like, most of it is like steppes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Siberia, really.
Yeah.
And
San's walking out into this cold and like, this guy's in a parka and he's maybe in like a light jacket.
And he's like, oh, you got the guns. Excellent.
Yeah. What's your name, guy?
That is my name. I'm Guy.
Hi, guy. Do you mind if I ask what the guns are for?
He says, listen, there's been some incidents with some of the local wildlife. Some of our guys have been, we'll say mauled to death. So I would advise you not walking around on the planet by yourself. There's some real dangerous fauna around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we're going to put on a little hunt, see if we can't get rid of this thing that's bothering the camp. We haven't been able to put up enough fencing to keep it out, obviously. The place has been growing so fast.
Sure. What's this thing look like, you know?
Well, it's hard to say. Not a lot of people have seen it. They say it's a big, shaggy, like, monster.
Huh, interesting. So, where are we taking the guns?
Just down to headquarters here. So, I've got 2 guys. They'll help you out here.
Great.
You bring them down there. If you were looking for a little R&R, that street there has got all the brothels and the bars.
All right, cool. And Son will start unloading the cargo, taking it to headquarters.
Okay. As you do, you notice that there's like a mix of species you might expect at an outpost mine, right?
Uh-huh.
Beings who don't mind, who are no strangers to hard work, tough, but also don't cause a lot of problems for their managers, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of workers they've brought in. That's why there's like dervish dogs and gabardine here. So gabardine are like ape-like guys who are relatively friendly, right? They don't cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And there's a handful of Arsabarans and other types who look like their management. And then, of course, the locals. There's a number of locals around, too.
Yeah.
Some of them are dressed like they're working in the mines as well.
Yeah. So you said it would take the better part of a day to unload all the stuff.
Yeah, but with help, it's going to take you, a few hours.
Cool. Yeah, so Sun Ming will deliver the cargo, get ship's manifest signed, head on back. I assume Sticky and Grelcom are occupied with booze.
You can assume that, but let's find out.
Yeah.
All right, Sticky. Do you have?
I'm occupied with booze.
Do you have a physique characteristic?
I believe
physique skill. I mean,
I feel like I do. Hold on one second. I do.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll on that?
Yeah. All right.
Grelcom, you can do the same.
I rolled a 3.
Nice. Let's see what Grelcom gets. Oh, 5.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys finished off the moonshine, but you're still relatively. You're mostly just buzzed, both of you.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like that makes sense.
Grelcom that you're a little bit more sober than I am, as if you've got a duty to follow through on. Yeah.
Well, I think also because I don't think he would be drinking a lot. I think that he knows that the goal is to make that if either of us is likely to slip out and try and wreak havoc on this place, it's going to be Stick. So I think he'd probably try and stay a little more sober. And also, I don't think that he has while he doesn't drink a lot, he definitely has a history of being in the military, with his brothers in arms having had post-victory drinks and stuff. So he's not
sure.
He's definitely been around booze. Not that but he doesn't indulge in it a lot. But when he does, he can. So Stick. Question.
Yeah, you're out of booze now.
Yeah, Stick.
Yeah. What's up? Sure.
What do you think of San?
Oh, for San? Or, sorry.
He's asking Stick what he thinks of you.
No, yeah, sorry.
Okay, sorry. You cut out a little,
it's all good.
So I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so Stick. What do you think of San?
I don't know. She's terribly mysterious in the most boring way. I don't care about any of the things I was asking this trip. I was just trying to be, what's that word? The opposite of when you want to kill somebody?
I don't know which word you're going for there.
When when you see a person, you're like, I'm going to cut that person's throat, but the opposite of that. This stuff is strong.
Does she seem? We're obviously living in shades of gray here, with this job. But does she seem a little on the lighter side of things? Does she seem? It seems like I guess what I'm saying is that I took this job because I was told that they're looking for a particular type of person who doesn't really have that moral line. I mean, some of the stuff we're doing is pretty out there. And she seems, I don't know, heart of goldy.
Oh, yeah, I totally read that. I feel, listen, it's been my experience that the people who speak most strongly about doing the right thing did the wrong thing once in their past. So I wouldn't be too surprised if she was muddier than both of us put together. Or maybe muddier than you times two.
Yeah, oh, it's possible. I don't know. Just this whole I did selfless before, and it didn't really work out. I'm working more towards selfish in this new chapter of my life, and she's making it rather difficult. It's been really easy to do it with you. You seem to be on a similar page as I am. But she's definitely making this harder than it should be.
You know what? Maybe we should follow her and tell her how we feel.
Oh, I don't know if that's as much as I want to I'm talking about doing the wrong, not necessarily doing the wrong thing, but definitely not caring so much about it. I do have some respect for her personality and boundaries. She asked us not to go. I feel like maybe we shouldn't go.
I think this is a good place for San to come back and say, all right, I need your help with something.
What can we do?
That's an amazing impression of the opposite of what San would sound like.
I don't need your snark right now. What I need you to do is distract all those people with guns while I go do something.
I can distract people with guns. I love my guns.
I want to know where the comma in this sentence is.
Yeah, that's I think my question too.
Are we distracting people with guns, or are we distracting people with guns?
You're distracting the people who are in possession of guns. Do not use guns.
We use guns to do the distracting.
Don't. Just keep them from doing their hunting expedition. That's all I ask.
Going hunting. Okay. All right. We will do that. Why are we keeping them from hunting?
Maybe I'll tell you someday.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me help. Graucom and I were talking, and we both decided we need to work on Graucom's sense of self. And I think he asked for something, and you, as his friend and colleague, should help him, come to terms with that by giving him what he asked for. Help him grow as an individual.
I think there are things about me which you would not like to know. And it's not for my sake, it's for your sake. So I am asking that you trust me when I say that this thing that they are hunting might not be what they think it is.
I legitimately didn't want to know anything about you until this moment. I look at Graucom, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my feelings.
This is like an episode of Lost. Like, there's way more questions being written than being answered. Let's, I guess we'll go distract them and then not find out why, I guess. Is that what the plan is?
Yep.
Very spiritual, but yeah, all right, cool. I just want to get off the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys come off the ship, and the sun is starting to go down now, and a cold wind is blowing in from the north across these fields of grass that surround the camp. The streets in the camp are just like muddy tracks. They're not even paved. And as you guys come out of the ship, there is a local standing across the way, and he's staring at San. And you recognize him, San.
Yeah.
It is your brother, Lou.
All right. I'm trusting you two. I will give you a call as soon as I can. And San is going to head over to Lou.
Okay, she's heading over to this guy who's pretty much got his arms crossed and is glaring at her.
A stick. Did she give us any rules on how we ought to distract these people? Is there any sort of guidelines? Did she say anything about that? I didn't hear him if she did.
I'd rather us not use guns, so just knives and like biting.
All right, because I wasn't planning on using guns, but there are a whole bunch of mines in those boxes, so I don't know what kind of a distraction she's looking for, but I feel like we could have fun with those.
All right, listen. Worst comes to worst, we use the mines. And by worst comes to worst, I mean if we are slightly bored.
Yes, agreed.
It was her plan to get us slightly tipsy and then tell us to use our discretion.
with no further information than that.
Yeah, by the way, open carrying of firearms seems totally okay in this camp. They don't seem to care. So.
Then I think Gralcom will probably have, of his two guns, he'll probably have one displayed and the other one disassembled, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the easily concealable.
Yeah.
So San is going to go up to Lou and say, what's going on, basically.
He looks at you and he says, "Why are you back?"
I work for a shipping company. There was a shipment out here. What's going on?
He says, well, these outsiders have come in, pretty much taken over Nanta.
Yeah, I noticed.
Well, that's what's going on. You seem to be pretty pally with these guys.
I'm pally with the two guys on my crew. These other guys, I don't care about.
He says, "What's the difference?"
The difference is, as far as I'm aware, none of the guys on my crew are trying to hunt and kill someone.
Well, the miners don't quite understand how things work around here.
Not surprising.
So they've decided that it's some sort of animal that's attacking the miners.
Yeah. If I can get rid of the guns, are things gonna be okay? Or do we need to do something more?
He says, what you probably need to do is get rid of this mine.
Get rid of the mine entirely, huh?
Yeah, there's going to be problems.
Yeah. I thought it might come to that. Yeah, she sighs and kind of runs a hand through her hair and she'll say, anybody else organizing anything?
He says, I don't know if I can trust you.
Lou, I'm your sister.
Yeah, but what have you told them?
Nothing.
All right. Well, yeah, there's a meeting tonight,
All right.
and he'll tell you where.
Okay. I told them that I needed a distraction for these miners. They're going to keep a hunt from happening. Is that good?
He just laughs. He says, sure, they can hunt if they want to. They're not going to find anything. Maybe a boss.
Yeah.
Those are local animals that people herd.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll meet with you tonight. And I'm not bringing the outsider, so.
Good.
And, Son is gonna, give him a bro hug, you know,
Okay.
clasp hands, pull each other in, pat each other on the back. Nothing too familiar, nothing too formal.
Okay. So, Sticky and Graucom, you guys head down to where the headquarters are, and you can see some people. These miners are hanging around. A couple of the crates have been cracked open, and there's somebody who's pulling out guns and looking them over. It's Guy, but you haven't met him yet.
Just to confirm, did we already secured payment for everything on this job?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you're set.
All right, good.
We
Want to spoil anything before?
Well, I assume though that we do want to maintain any sort of if they know that this is coming from, what was his name? The junkyard guy.
Squishy?
Squishy. If they know it's coming from Squishy and something bad happens, we don't want to ruin our relationship with Squishy, right? Squishy's a pretty good deal.
It'll take a month before that hits. I think we're
He's a good contact. These guys all work for the same company as you do, though, just so you know. This is a Trans-Galaxy mine.
Oh, okay.
Hey, everybody, what's with the hunting party?
One of the sort of big, shaggy dervish dog guys turns to you and he says, "This is the beast of Nanta. He's killed 3 miners so far."
That's even harder.
Like children? It's killed 3 children so far?
No.
Wow.
People who work the mines.
Oh, miners. Miners.
You guys, you're going to take it out with these pea shooters?
He says, these things are these are heavy duty.
No way. You could. I mean, you have to get up and close and personal to shoot something with one of those.
They're not even that well put together. Graucom grabs one and takes it apart in 2 seconds.
He's been practicing.
Yeah, this guy hates guns.
At that point, Guy wanders over. He seems to be the supervisor, and he says, "What are you two doing here? You looking for work?"
Well, we're making sure that the goods we delivered are going to do the job you wanted them to do. We'd hate to get anybody disappointed, especially company men like you and me.
He says, "You gonna join the hunt?"
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to join the hunt. We have already been drinking, so we're prepared. Let's get this done. Do you know what this thing is that's been attacking your children? I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. Your coworkers?
He says, "It's whatever it is. It's big. We've seen some of the tracks. Good 3 feet long. The feet."
You think maybe it would be helpful if Graucom could take a look at those tracks? Maybe you get a better idea of where this thing is?
I don't know. Are you a tracker?
Yeah, he's just going to say
Got
yes.
his ears and that big, lovable nose. Of course he is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
He says, "Oh, I can show you where one of the attacks happened.
Great,
It's
let's
been a
go
few
check it
days,
out.
though, so you're probably not going to be able to find much."
Let's go
Well, that
check
would
it
make
out.
it less distracting.
All right. Well, come on. I'll show you. He says, "Bring some guns, boys." And some of them grab more guns out of the crate and come with you. He takes you down
I
to
give
this.
I give Graucom a little shrug, like I don't know what the hell we're doing, but why not?
Oh yeah, sure.
He takes you down. There's two of these big, temporary structures. They're just like a big curved sheet of aluminum that's capped off on both sides, right? And he says, right down here, we found pieces of them here, here, and here. And you can see the ground is stained with what looks like blood. It's pretty churned up, though. There's a lot of other tracks here. If you can't really tell where the beast's tracks are from just eyesight.
Graucom's walking around and making it look like he knows what he's doing. He's like, he's sniffing everything. He's like he's looking for like broken twigs. He's picking them up and kind of bending it a little and then putting it back down. He's, he's letting his ears like go straight up, like he's like really paying attention. Like he's got like he's like following a scent and so on. But he's not really saying much while he's doing this. He's just kind of putting on a show.
Okay. Do you want to actually try and figure something out, or are you putting on a show?
Why not? I have survival.
Yeah, roll survival. And you get a bonus if you're using your sense of smell.
Ooh, okay. So what do I give myself for a +1 modifier?
I believe... Hang on, let me look up your species real quick.
That's sort of thing I should know.
Have a stunt?
Let's
notice
see.
stunt?
I might. My stunts... no, the only stunts I have are quick on the draw and two-fisted shooter.
You didn't get any from your species?
Yeah, species abilities are different from stunts, I think. So.
Yeah, they kind of go in the same place on the character sheet, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked I think I did Loyal to the Last and Dog of War were my two that I took for my species.
But you might have gotten some abilities from your...
By dint of being a Lassian.
Yeah.
I don't have my book. I don't have my book with me to look it up.
Wait, -1. Oh, they get +2 to overcome obstacles with survival if using smell.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
You said +1?
+2.
Ooh, +2. Modifier 2. I'm going to use my nose more often.
Yeah, you should.
That's survival of 3.
Nice. So you do smell something here that's super weird. It's not any of these, you've got a good sniff of all these creatures working as miners, and there's a heavy musky scent of like animal scent that is here as well.
So it's here currently present.
No, it's lingering in the area.
I see. I thought okay. So yeah, stick. I am picking up something. There's been something here.
Hold on one second. While he's actually getting real, I think he's faking it. So I'm being a shyster with everyone else.
Right, nice.
A showman. So I'm like, all right, everyone, this is a very sensitive time. See, his people are tied to nature. They know every strange disturbance in the Force, but it helps. The Force is a thing I just made up right now for myself. It helps if you give me details about the incident, about the victims, about the location, about maybe a certain person who went off-world a couple of months ago to work. she kind of looks, and I start describing San. You know, anybody in the or maybe went to like high school with her or something, has some embarrassing stories that would help the process.
Okay. So there aren't any of the locals here with this group, so they all have no idea who you're talking about.
I'm not even trying that hard, to be honest. So, all right, now, Graucom, if you want to interrupt.
Yes, Stick. I am picking up something here. I wasn't actually sure that they had. Yeah, I wasn't actually sure that there was anything to get on this, but there's absolutely something that smells big. Smells big that's been here. Musky.
No, I'm totally not convinced you're being honest, other than the fact that you're not good at lying.
Right.
Smell
Well, Guy is like, he's buying it, whatever it is. So he's like,
yeah. Smell
says,
big.
so you think there was, you can smell the thighs of a creature, huh? The dervish dog's kind of like shaking his head, like, what a bullshit artist.
It's just the odor is generally the kind of thing you would find with something large and powerful. Not really like this isn't like a rabbit just went by. This is big.
Huh. Well, I mean, we knew that it was something that was big enough to rip a man to pieces. Had big footprints too, like I said. Although you can't really see them. I think a lot of guys have been walking through here. But we're going to go looking for it tonight.
All right, well...
You two are welcome to join us.
Now that I've got it.
Nose.
I'm going to say now that I've got it sent.
I guess we will help in doing this thing.
Well, really quick. Sticky, I'd like to interject here. Are you guys doing this on the company dime?
Like the guns?
No, you guys work for Transgalactic, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they own this mine.
They own this. Are you contracted by Transgalactic to do this?
Yeah, I work for
animal.
I'm a supervisor here.
Is there any extra money to be like? We'll gladly help, and I've got this sent. But is there any extra coin in it for us for helping you out?
He's like, oh well.
Can you take us on
it's
as
not really budgeted for that.
Independent contractor kind of thing?
Although I don't know, I lose more guys. I'm gonna have some trouble on my hands.
Yeah,
I'll give you a little something for this.
I just saying. I mean, okay, good, because we don't need to help you out. I just got it sent and everything, but
yeah, no, I'll pay you for your nose.
Well, sounds good to me. Stick? Like a plan to you?
Yeah, let's do that. Sure.
All right. So while they're all gearing up and getting ready for the hunt, you're going to that meeting, son?
Oh, yeah. We all have plans tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to, cut it here?
Yeah, this actually seems like a good break point.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Till next time. Will San successfully dismantle the imperialism of Transgalaxy? Will Sticky and Graucom accidentally uncover all of her secrets? Find out next time on Dungeon Not Included.
Nice. That's our adventure for this week. We hope you enjoyed listening to Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend, leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps spread word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, or over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at non-productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes.
All of us do this for the love of the game, but every little bit helps us keep making Dungeon Not Included. Thanks for listening.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.